It is 5 minutes after 6, and I will call to order the November 24th, 2014 meeting of the Easthampton Conservation Commission. Please note the meeting is being recorded. First item on the agenda, public items, non-agenda items. Public concerns, non-agenda items. Are there any? Moving on. We have no public hearings or meetings, so requests for certificates of compliance. First item, Paul Street Extension, Jillian Estates. David Gartzka, partial request for release of Lot 4, number 29, Paul Street, from the order of conditions. The commission did a site visit on Saturday, the 22nd. The site is stable. And I understand you're not going to remove the original barriers to the spring?
I did get the grass down, but I'm still leaving the barrier there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions?
Sure.
Yes, we've got that done last week.
A motion
But we're gonna bring up about the shed.
regarding the partial, for the partials to the compliance to release lot 4, number 29. I think they're two separate issues, right? Or do we want to talk about that?
The roadway versus
The roadway versus, they filed them as two separate requests.
yeah, I mean, I guess we should definitely do the parcel. We should do them separately. We can do the other part separately. So I'll issue, or, sorry, I'll make a motion to issue
take a look at it.
Thank you.
partial certificate of compliance for, what was it, lot
It's a work in
4?
progress. You show John.
Happy with.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Want us to
Start
sign?
signing.
You're in trouble.
There's no names put in there.
Because Mark Reed was gracious enough to prepare things, and I wasn't going to retype. Thank you, Mark.
Welcome.
Who's the pen?
For the minutes, a motion was made to issue a partial certificate of compliance for lot 4, and also, that's it, motion was seconded by plan. So,
Where?
be a rebel. Sign on the back of it. Here you're on. That's right.
And is it possible to stick one in Joe's? Is it possible to stick one in
Three.
Joe's? Yeah.
Yeah. Joe.
Just find Cavich, yeah. 4?
So, 3. One for, the original will go to Mr. Gartzka, one for Joe, one for us, one for Steve.
Does everyone sign the sign-in sheet at this point?
Before we move on, the lot 4 is still fresh. Can you come up and show us where, you said number 29?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we
We
go
did,
through-
sorry, too. Oh, that wasn't fun. Question about shed.
Okay, that's
Yes, so, like Mark and I looked at, right in this area, I mean, that, the topo one, I'll show the brook people.
Here you go. That's good.
That's about where Silton's from, right?
Oh, he's giving them,
So, I mean, you've got to be 10 feet off the line, you're just thinking right in here is where
Talked to Marty
the
about
edge
it.
of the
One, I was hoping to
shed
get
would
Marty
be.
here to kind
There's a
of
big
go over
pine
those
right
things
here.
in it.
You still should be 10 feet off. This
Since
is
you
all
guys are here,
flat,
take a gander at it.
dry there. I would say something like a 10 by 12 shed is what they're looking to put right on that, so you wouldn't be in the easement for the water going down. And all we have to take is a little bit of brush, a few shrubs here that we have to kind of clean off, to clean around it and put it on 4x4s, and that would be all we'd have to disturb.
I wish we talked about this when we were all out there. We have a limit of clearing that we talked about previously.
We need another site visit to look at it.
I guess, or photographs,
Okay.
and description of those. I mean, we can either do a site visit, or,
Just have them stake it out and take a photo?
yeah.
Okay.
I guess that's what I'd be more comfortable with, rather than moving forward, and then I can take a look at the rights for buffer zone. It's the incremental, previously there were no decks, and now there's a shed, and it's the incremental increases in scope in the buffer zone there that I just want to be mindful of.
Right, and you know, this is the 100-foot buffer zone.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, initially we had kind of a limit of clearing of 23 feet on decks that we lost. Only because mostly the steep slopes
Right.
over in this area here, but this lot really bumps out.
It's pretty flat in there, huh?
But yeah, we can do that, we can take a picture, Dave, and,
Hopefully stakes there, something more.
right, where it would be, and the commission could swing by and look at it.
We can do that, we could even do that individually, we don't need to
Right.
do it formally as a group, so,
Correct.
do you know, could you get that staked out as soon as tomorrow?
We can do it tomorrow. I don't know if you have time.
And that way.
Yeah, I should be able to swing by and take pictures tomorrow.
Okay.
but-
Okay, that'd be great, and then we can move on to your other piece of business here. So we're gonna leave it to the regular commission members to get out there. We won't be disturbing anyone by going to the yard at that point?
No,
Okay.
that'll be fine. I'm gonna close and set for Monday, but
Okay, this one. Can I leave the plans out?
Yep.
Next item is request for partial certificate of compliance, Paul Street Extension, request to release the roadway and stormwater management system from the order of conditions. Again, we did a site visit on Saturday, and the area all appeared to be completely stable. The erosion control barriers are going to remain in place till the spring, and then they'll be removed. So if there's no further, if anyone has anything to discuss.
Sure, I have nothing to discuss.
Does anyone have to- Also, you've indicated that you would be, at some point, cleaning out the catch basin system
Yes.
one more time, and then installing the filter fabric
correct.
for the duration of construction.
We had taken it out so they could get their numbers.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry, so we're cleaning out the catch basin system?
Right, you're required to do that before it
Yeah.
gets
Right.
checked if the city accepts it.
Just the catch basin or also the pipe, the drain pipe?
Just the catch basins.
The catch basins.
Okay.
And it's a
so-
storm scepter. That's the one. Yeah.
Okay, storm scepter, okay.
Okay, and then protect the filter.
Install filter fabric.
We replaced filter fabric, yeah.
That's inside the catch basins? That's underneath the...
It's underneath the grate.
And then the grate.
Mhm.
All right, so this motion should cover the stormwater permit and the stormwater permits too, in addition to the,
Oh, good, that's for the whole project though.
yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Do we have that paperwork here someplace?
Probably in the files.
What,
Yeah.
copy of the stormwater permit?
Yeah, the
I can
stormwater
grab it
permit.
on my files if you need it. I have
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
Yeah,
I
let's
didn't
just, that
bring
we're
it.
not leaving that
Hold on.
on
So
standing.
it's
Please
the
hold.
it's the roadway and the stormwater collection system, not the management system.
Cool.
Same thing, right? But
Same thing.
collection system.
Yeah.
Because basically the city's gonna take ownership
Take
and
ownership of it.
responsibility, and therefore they'll be responsible for it.
Just didn't, I didn't see it.
Oh.
On this one, the first one. So I left that blank, so I wasn't sure when you were gonna be
No,
out
it's in
there.
the, it's in the.
Yeah, just so somebody sees it.
That's okay. There you go.
Good.
Whatever. So.
No, No, I don't think we have, actually. Did Jim mention anything about close out of the stormwater permit or anything like that?
No, we haven't.
Sorry about that.
I don't know if there is a procedure for closing out the stormwater
Yeah.
in the bylaw. I'd have to look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, the stormwater permit, because we're over an acre, it covers all the lots too, I believe,
Right.
the way it was set up. So there's still
Yeah.
one house under construction and 4 more,
Yeah.
6 more to go.
I mean, I guess we could do that alone for now and just do the Wetland Protection Act order conditions.
I'll let you take a look, especially at condition 7.
Yeah.
Did you sign in? Okay. Wow, so close.
That was close.
I know, I'm the next.
Yeah.
That's-
And so you're asking for a certificate of compliance for the Wetlands Protection Act because the city's requiring it?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe we should leave the stormwater permit alone for now.
Sure.
And then, does that cover the
Issue
vote?
that one,
Yeah.
close off the entire
I think that makes
plan.
Yeah, I think that
fair
makes
sense.
sense.
Yeah, I don't know how council's gonna, I'll have to see.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if the public safety subcommittee's gonna have a concern with that. But I think if Jim Gracia has said that the storm system is adequate and he signed off on it, which he has in a letter, right?
Right.
Then probably would be fine.
Yeah, okay.
So for the minutes.
But the permit was, you guys need the permit.
Right.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
think you guys need to, and we'll have to go back and look in the, right, yeah, in the regs.
That's why it's
See if
kind
there's a
of,
specific, I don't know if there was a
There's no,
closeout.
I don't think, I don't remember.
I don't recall there being a closeout,
yeah,
Probably to make
it's not,
You have to make one because
but I don't want to start making a closeout process if the ordinance doesn't have one. That seems a little,
yeah,
I'm not comfortable with that.
yeah.
I think it needs to be in the regs if you want to have a closeout process, and that needs to happen and be applied equitably
Yeah.
across the board.
Yeah, I guess I should have thought of that sooner, but it just, when Jay said.
Big numbers, huh?
Stormwater. Yeah, and it just occurred to me that,
I said
you know,
it.
this may or may not.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, and it's tricky because, you know, the city engineer's office handles a lot of the stormwater stuff and did the
emailed this
stormwater
over to-
inspections required by the permit and everything, so.
Right.
Anyway, okay.
So I'm making a note that we'll
Marty.
add that
Look
discussion
at it. I
to
wanted him to write a letter.
maybe the next agenda.
Yeah, yeah. that makes
Revisit
sense.
that
Kind of a
once.
preamble letter.
Go back
Right.
where it gets to that.
Okay.
Okay, so,
Do that.
back to where we were. Would anyone care to make a motion?
I'll move, and this is a full certificate of compliance that we're, or
No,
partial.
this is
Oh, partial for the
partial
road,
for the road
right?
and
Yeah,
for
partial for the road.
this one.
Okay, I'll move to issue a partial certificate of compliance covering the road and stormwater management system through Jillian's district.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Right.
And the date, goes on the first page. By the ci- Yeah, thank you.
So we are deciding to,
11/22/2015.
we're deciding to hold on the stormwater permit, is that what I?
We're not closing out the stormwater permit.
Yeah, we need to
Not
research.
Time under the city's ordinance.
Mhm.
So we're all done with this for today?
I want to do that so I can make a copy of a portion of the site plan relative to the
Gotcha.
discussion. Thanks, Ashley. Okay. Jess, do you have a minute? 3 copies or 2 copies? Please. Okay.
David, did you get the second copy I left you for the building inspector, for that other one?
Okay.
I gave you it.
Okay, great.
Do you want to staple? I wouldn't staple the original, but if the copy's stapled, you're.
The copy is stapled.
Okay, just the
Oh,
original,
wait a
yes.
minute. No, I won't, I won't, yeah, that's the copy is stapled.
Okay.
I don't want to touch the,
No,
There we
hey,
go.
it's
Yeah.
just a staple you have to take out when it gets recorded.
Yeah.
That's all. Okay, so momentarily, I guess when Jess gets back, you and I will excuse ourselves momentarily
Mhm.
for the next discussion.
Sounds good.
And Jay, you'll take over.
okay.
Thank you, sir.
And this is unofficial, right?
Yeah, so full disclosure, both Dan and I work for Time Bond, and Time Bond is the engineer for this project, so
The original for the,
we will.
for Daisy. So wonderful.
Just do it all, don't you?
Hardly.
I'm all set then.
Do you have your 2 original and copy?
I gave them-
just-
I gave the
can-
original,
I
I
can make a
didn't give
copy of
them
that,
Here.
I'm fine. I'll make it.
That was the extra
Oh,
copy.
okay, appreciate it.
We're good.
All right, thank you.
All right, so,
Okay.
thank you.
I'll swing by tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, so,
Okay.
we'll be back. Can you let us know it's all over?
So should we make a request for a certificate of compliance for the city of Easthampton for the fish ladder?
That's correct. So, Ashley and I went on a site visit on October 25th. And the site looks good. It was fine, and the contractor, you know, actually after the site visit, went out and removed the erosion and sediment control, and I went back out and looked at it, and it was removed effectively. So there's no issue, the site's stable.
And they got done with their bullet list of things that they needed to get completed that Jim Gracia was speaking of.
Yes.
So,
This is it.
All right. Is there any other discussion?
not binding.
Okay, I move that we issue a complete certificate of compliance to the fish ladder project.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Commissioners. Abstain. What? Oh my gosh, that's my name. And I even did this. Is that big a problem if I initial that I crossed it out and wrote it in my name?
How many copies do you want?
3. Common number.
Okay, thank you.
We're done.
Thank you. All right. So, moving along.
Mhm.
We have no emergency certifications, no updates regarding the 37 South Street enforcement order, probably not again until the spring.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna make a note for future. To revisit spring 2014. 15, oh my.
Hold on 1 second. Clock yours. So is the contractor getting this, or should I deliver it to somebody in the city?
Why don't you deliver it to Jim Gracia?
Okay.
And he will distribute it accordingly.
Okay. Just for your files.
Yep, in my files, and then
Okay.
I'll scan it and.
Yep.
send it
Okay,
as well.
continue, sorry.
Okay. So, compliance updates, active projects and permits. Paul Street Extension, Jillian Estates, we just issued those 2 partial certificates.
Mhm.
And it is up to individual commission members to go out and check the rear of Lot 4, number 29, regarding the potential construction of a 10 by 12, is that what he said?
10 foot by 12 foot, Mr. Crest said.
Shed on the back side of the silt fence. So that'll be continued to our next discussion.
Okay.
And I won't
And
be
you're gonna work
doing,
it out?
correct, and I'll email it to you, and I won't be
Okay.
doing any more inspections until he starts working in the buffer zone again
Okay,
on 4 of the lots that are left.
okay, so,
Inspections will, and when does that expect, do you expect that to happen?
can you open up the plan again and, can we just identify those
Sure.
lots by number for the units?
But do you, is it still an active project? You still have to do monthly submissions, right?
No, with the certificate,
Those are released
Okay, so it's
Right.
until another,
until we receive notification that construction is beginning
another,
again, 100%.
so right now, he's building on lot 7 across the street, and that's the only construction on the site itself. But lot 1, 2, 5, and 6
So can you notice lots 1, 2, 5, and
Yeah.
6?
will,
we actually are, okay.
Weekly reports will resume.
when he gets a buyer,
And for all
or
of
starts
those lots.
construction on those 4 lots.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is this the page you want copies from?
Yeah, that has the topography, so.
So I'll just leave it open to that.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. Okay. So moving along, Pleasant Street Mills, anything?
Yes, so just nothing too major, but just to keep you in the loop. So Wamiko is going to be starting their demo work behind the mills, starting December 1st, which is next Monday.
Is that in the buffer zone?
No.
Of those, okay.
I don't think so. I mean, it's the overheads,
Okay.
so I don't see why they
Those
would need to.
long, the connected wetland.
But you've already approved it under the order.
No, I'm just curious
Okay.
about the commencement of work, that's all.
I'd have to go out in the site, I don't know exactly where they are in location to that isolated wetland area. There may be one near there, so, what do you want me to do?
I'll check the plans.
Okay.
Let me know where they're working and I'll check it.
They're working behind all of the mills,
Mhm.
so all of the overhead.
At the back of the parking lot?
The
or-
back of the parking
Okay.
lot, the back parking lot. So all of the poles and the overhead transformers and wires will be coming down starting Monday. Should be 2 days to take everything down, and then they should be completed. Then they'll begin to start taking lines down in the park area, on Mechanic Street. So the bike trail will get shut down for a day. I will know more closer to that time when we get there, but that work is gonna be starting next week, and then they should be done by the middle of next week with that kind of work.
Okay.
Okay, so it's just a few days worth of work.
Just a few days worth of work, yeah, Ramiko has told me that it'll take them no more than 6 days to complete all of the demolition line work that's needed for the project. And this work needs to be done before the end of the calendar year for the grant requirements.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
down to the wire.
What are you talking about? You have like a month and a half left.
Exactly.
So that's happening, and then that portion of the project will be completed, and then we are in the process of putting together construction documents and bid documents for the remainder of the project, and we anticipate going out to bid in January. So our hope is that construction will start up again in the spring.
All right.
What phase is that work?
We're combining
Phase 3?
2 and 3 together into one construction project.
To be done by June 30th.
No, we have a little bit more time. We have until next June
Oh, that's
30th.
good.
So,
Okay.
So Glendale, Loudville, West Pomeroy Meadow intersection roadway reconstruction.
I noticed that they took down the erosions or,
They've still got erosion control
Yeah.
barriers up, except for the section
house
around
was.
where the house was demoed, but the Lawrence requested be asked.
and that ramp was never completed, that was for the pipeline.
Right,
It was
right.
never done, but.
Yeah, I haven't heard back from Jim Grisha on anything, so.
my understanding is the project is 99%
Yeah,
complete.
looks great.
According to a department head meeting last week.
It does,
So.
there is some erosion in the linear stormwater swale-like feature on the,
West
between
Street.
West and Loudville. it's on the uphill side, and there's real erosion,
Mhm.
it looks like. So,
Oh, just
there's a chunk missing.
Well, and where is that located again? Upstream of?
It's uphill of West Street, at the West Loudville corner.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna talk to Jim
I'll
about
add
that?
it to my list of things to talk to Jim about.
Okay.
But otherwise, everything looks stable.
And when you do that, please remind Jim that he should be submitting weekly reports, which he still has not done.
Thank you.
Okay?
All right, Nashwatic Mills, 15 Cottage Street. Have there been any reports from
There have been none.
those gentlemen? All right. Jess, do you ever have any interactions with them?
I did today a little bit on an unrelated matter, but
Okay.
you have their contact information, or do you want to
I have
contact them?
Collins.
I can send you both if you want to.
Yeah, if you can,
Sure.
if you'll do that, I can send them both the same
Okay.
update, which is that they need to come into compliance again.
The expiration date of the permit on the agenda
Mhm.
is passed.
That should have been updated.
That's
They
what I
fell
thought.
within the, I'm not sure why.
We must have just.
So it's 2018.
Right?
Okay.
I'll try to update that on future, or confirm it's 2018. Thanks, Marcy. All right, Nashwatic Pond Promenade Park, City of Easthampton.
So there's
We have
some.
received document.
So I gave you the signature sheet which you were looking for.
Yep.
For what? Signature sheet for?
Signing off on having read and understood the order of conditions. Been signed by, who's John? Oh, Park and Rec. Thank you. So, Jeff Bouye of Maroy.
Mhm.
Maroy? Oh, good. Jeff Squire of Berkshire Design Group, Jessica Allen, and John Mason of the City of Easthampton.
Okay.
Melissa reviewed and approved the water.
With Dan's input as well, water management plan. So now we have a water management plan that I will make a copy of for the file.
Reviewed, approved, and, okay.
Also in the mailbox, you'll find, just for your own reference, a 2-week ahead construction schedule. So while the site work is happening, I'll continue to give you copies of that so that you know what's going to be
That's
up and coming.
2-week look ahead, is that what that
Yep.
you said?
And I believe that the erosion report, or the.
There was a report submitted by email.
All right.
Yeah,
Recording?
yeah. Did he send it to conservation as
I
well?
don't think so, I think he
Oh,
might have just
okay.
sent it to you.
So I'll forward that.
So he's staying on top of those. He's
Yes.
submitting them weekly.
Okay, if you can submit them to conservation email, then I can.
Then Chris will
can
print them.
Okay,
bring them with me.
okay. I'll let him know.
Thanks.
They were doing some work there today with an excavator and kind of banging up the erosion things that had up against the water, not the floating ones, but the standing ones.
Okay.
Looked like they get banged around a little bit, but I'll look at it again.
Yeah, I mean, if they're still upright, we can bring it to their
Yeah,
attention
it's-
before they're not.
They were kind of still there, so they may straighten them out after.
So this is this week, open issues. Oh, wait, this is the week, the look ahead through the end of November.
Well, we were supposed to have a meeting on Thursday, but it got rescheduled, so we had it today instead. So
Oh.
he
I
had
see.
created that as of
Okay.
for Thursday's meeting, but we had the meeting today instead.
Gotcha.
And who is Jeff Squire from is it BDG?
Berkshire Design.
Berkshire
Group.
Design Group.
Got it. One second.
Mhm. Can I see the rest of them? Sorry, Chris, that's rude. We'll give that to Ashley and we'll keep those things together. Ashley, I'm gonna run and make a copy of, or Jess, can you make a copy of this?
Sure.
And that way you can keep the original?
No, I made a copy.
Oh, you did make a
I'm
copy,
giving you the
okay.
original. Yeah.
That's
And I
fine.
scanned a copy as well if you wanted electronically.
That'd be good, because that way I can save it to my thumb drive. Ashley, can you just, Ashley, Thank you. Okay.
Yep, I'm ready.
All right. No updates on the Oxbow. Brickyard Brook Conservation Area culvert replacement. PCT contacted us, and this is going to be their pre-construction meeting. So whoever wants to
Right.
come up.
Sure.
You're all welcome, as close as you can get.
We're here.
Paper cut on my nose.
For introductions, I guess.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, right. Scott O'Connor is from Pioneer Landscape, the contractor. Let's put my back to you.
It's fine.
Bill Cannon's here tonight from the trust. You all know. Yes.
And this is
And
Brian Campbell from Pioneer Landscapes as well.
Great.
I just noticed the shirt. So I had issued our first report after they installed the erosion control barriers. Scott provided us with a sequence of the construction and a water management and culvert maintenance plan.
Mhm.
So we have that submitted to the commission.
I didn't bring a copy, but we're fine.
Right. I have a copy if you like, if you want it for a file.
Sure. So both Dan and Jay went out there after you notified us that the erosion sedimentation controls had been installed and took a look at everything. And our concern is that they're properly installed and that they match what's on the plan,
Right.
so that the limits of work are being adhered to.
And it was acceptable, or?
Yep,
Okay.
by both counts.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
Will the ramp be removed? The ramp, this says create ramp down to a culvert?
Yep.
Will that
Yeah,
be
we're
removed as part of the restoration?
excavating down through the culvert,
Yep.
creating a ramp to get down to the pipes, where we can then work our way back out, creating the retaining wall and,
Okay.
and returning the, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Can you help me remember, when do you hope to begin?
Tomorrow.
Probably after if whatever snow we get through melts,
Okay.
so probably, Tuesday of next week
Okay.
to get in there and start
Oh,
cleaning up.
snow.
Yeah, just what they say.
I'm sure everyone's evaluating their plans.
Yes.
Okay, so,
So if they do start next week, I will do one next Friday.
okay.
Mhm.
Great.
And I'll shoot out the email as soon as we're, day one on site to let you know we're commencing.
Excellent. That's
Nice.
the easiest way, that way we understand what's going on, especially, I know the file number sign is posted, but it helps if anyone calls with a concern.
Mhm.
that We understand what's going on and are more up to speed. So.
I saw you had a nice form that you had everyone sign.
Sure, I can email.
I can send you, I
Sure.
can send it to you. Melissa made it.
Right. Oh, you didn't do a blank one? You got a blank one?
She made like
It's-
a form, a standard form, and then we filled it in with the information that we needed
Okay.
to fill in. So I have, yeah, I can send it to you. It's just
All right,
a Word
then when I see Scott again,
Sure, yeah.
Bill and I, and right, the trust, we
Basically.
Bring it up.
Yep.
can,
It's
file it.
basically akin to a health and safety plan sign off, where it's more of a log than,
Mhm.
Sure.
But-
And if you email it to me, I'll
Yeah, I can do that.
get everyone to sign it and then email it back to you.
Okay.
so. All right, so, you'll be doing that before work begins. You're all here, which is obviously an incredibly good first step. I know, will anyone, and Mark is gonna be the weekly monitor?
Yes.
Is that there? And then, John, what's your involvement going to be? Daily, checking? Are you gonna be involved on a daily basis? Or?
Not on a daily basis, but I'll be.
I will
I'm just
be,
curious.
I will be out there quite a bit.
Okay.
Just working with Pioneer Landscapes to kind of, get all the site improvements and everything else. Mark will take care of the weekly reports with the Conservation Commission. And I'm kind of doing that on a contribution basis
Okay.
for the funding.
I see. So, Scott, how much work, how far along do you hope to get in the construction sequence
I would,
before winter? I mean,
yeah, I don't
obviously
think we're gonna get any,
plantings aren't gonna
yeah, I
happen
don't think
this
we're gonna
spring.
get any vegetative growth this year. I hope to get the shrubs in, the mulch down, and everything stabilized.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I think you still will get the channel shaped.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get the channel shaped. I think
And
this is as low flow as we're going to get out there, and short of getting into the springtime, and that would present some timely problems for us. So
Nice.
hopefully we're going to try to get all that stuff done.
Right. Yeah, the other thing we want to try to do is get those culverts reestablished so they can work right.
Mhm.
And so that in the spring, if we do have heavy rain events, we don't have more ponding, flooding, and erosion happening.
Okay. Fantastic. So, does anyone else have any questions, comments, concerns? No.
I don't think so.
Excellent. Well, thank you all very much for coming in and.
Finally starting.
Yeah, right, fine.
Yeah, so sorry about the time of year. You guys have to start in Waterford.
They
Don't
had their
worry.
chances of starting earlier.
Oh, no, be nice. Good luck.
All right,
That's all right. They're busy
Guys,
guys.
stay
Busy guys, we'll get it done.
Right.
Yes, you want the
Okay.
busy people. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you
very
very
much.
Great.
Check it out.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be amazing.
Just drop an email or give a call.
Nice to see you. Say hi to Barbara. Have a nice Thanksgiving.
Okay, James LeGrand, no updates. General business, Borachowski Conservation Property, microburst damage. Hey, Rich, come on up. Thanks for coming back. So. So I heard back from Lauren Glorioso at Natural Heritage, and I got a really definitive, it depends.
Yeah.
So, we need to work with her, I guess,
Lauren.
Lauren
Lauren.
Glorioso, Glorioso.
Yeah, except they're not out there.
So, since the trails were built in 04, 05, in 06, that area got included in the rare species mapping for the kind of the Mount Tom Range, our side of the Mount Tom Range, which kind of changes how we're able to go in and just do stuff. So, I guess, who's been out to see the damage?
Me?
Okay. Do we have any mapping of the trails, like any GPS tracks?
Salem, hoping
That's
like a
right, you
no
mentioned.
show.
Oh,
He's
okay.
supposed to be here, but
He's busy.
yeah.
So
I've got a
maybe,
couple of them on my phone by now, but no.
how can we how do we
There's
do
no way
that?
to do it that I know of, at least the way I have it.
Okay. So I
Why do you need
guess,
to know? Do you need to know the area of impact? or-
well, if we're going to have to submit anything to Natural Heritage to do this cleanup, trail maintenance,
Yeah.
then we need to definitively show them where the trails are.
It would be helpful if we could get the areas that are damaged the most significantly
Right, and help
labeled on
us.
paper, because I think a lot of it is
Prioritize them.
beyond the scope of what volunteers can do,
Okay.
so.
I mean, I have a hand-drawn schematic
Yeah,
trail map that
right.
Stuart made.
I
And
didn't
he
bring
actually knows that
paper.
property very well in terms of the trails.
Yeah.
I
So-
don't want to malign Stuart's
No,
trail
no.
map, but I know what my sketches are like, and that they're rough at best.
Yeah,
So-
well, that's what I'm saying, I mean, that's what I have in my files, I have a hand-drawn map. It's not on a topographical map, and maybe
Yeah, I should have brought the map I had last time.
if there was a topographical map with a,
You can't even safely get through there now, right, to figure out where the trails
no.
were. Yeah.
So,
So, yeah.
is that map something, does the city have the capability of, to scan a large format document? No, is that something that I could borrow?
My map?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that way I could, at least I could scan it and it would be available to, you know,
I
mark
have,
up or
I
something?
have two sizes too.
Okay.
I think I brought the bigger one last time.
Probably, yeah. But I can do that,
I mean, even if the,
or Jay can do
or I can do
it,
it.
since
Yeah.
it's in the building.
Yeah, I mean, even if the lines are within, tens or even hundred or
Yeah,
two
I
hundred
mean,
feet of
it's-
where they should be.
It's really, we need
probably
to,
I can draw them in roughly, but
okay.
Yeah.
it's,
I mean, if Salem could provide
I think you can.
the GPS data, we could try to start figuring something out.
Who was Salem?
Salem, Jersey?
City
City
councilor.
councilor?
Okay.
Rich, can I ask you, is there, if there was, like one area that's a higher priority than
Yeah,
another,
yes.
is that, I mean, do you guys have figured that out in terms of, I know that the trail
Yeah.
sort of splits and there's
Right.
damage this way and there's damage this way, so
Right.
which way
I
is?
think all the low stuff might be able to be brought back, but the trails that are closest to 141, I don't think we're gonna be able to get that back. Not easily anyway, and then the stuff that's in the center is pretty well damaged, so it's kind of the nucleus of the whole thing, so.
So if you had a, like if the
So
trail
I-
split,
yeah.
and I know like, is this one more the hiking one and this one's more the mountain biking
No,
side, or
it's-
they're all both?
But they're all the same,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
right.
Alright.
So as an alternative to clearing these trails, it would just be put a whole new trail in around the.
I was getting to that, yeah, that's where I'm leaning now, see what's possible,
So again,
so that would be a process in it.
through natural heritage, potential wetlands. I've not been out to the property, so I don't know if there are any jurisdictional streams or wetlands. There's a pond
There's a
somewhere on
stream.
that
There's
side of that?
streams.
Okay.
Pond and two streams.
So they would,
We had ATV problems, some people.
Yeah.
right, that I
Yeah.
recall. So those things all have 100-foot buffer zones and would need to be filed with the Conservation Commission by the volunteer group.
Right.
We can't file with
There's
ourselves.
existing trails that were there that.
How do we file with ourselves?
I don't know, but you're the owner.
But we're the owner, but they can copy us on the, it's,
Okay.
I can look into that process, because who filed for the community gardens?
We did,
The Conservation Commission,
Yes.
or, really?
yeah.
That's weird.
Who was the
It
organization?
just doesn't,
to do
I
it?
mean, well, to be fair, DCR files with DCR, so, we'll figure that process out, but it's not just conservation, it's conservation and natural heritage.
Was it a subcommittee to the commission at that point that did it?
No.
No, I guess.
I mean, if worse comes to worse, I guess the planning department could be the entity that files and then you review it.
I
If you
thought
wanna-
that's how it had been done with the.
If you wanna keep
It's your
it,
judgment.
No.
if you wanna keep it as two separate entities, but, technically you're the owners.
Right.
So, but the city of Easthampton is really technically the owner, you are the managing
Yeah.
entity
Right.
under the city of
And the city of
Easthampton.
Easthampton
So,
submits stuff all the time.
so I could take the lead if I need to, because I don't know if a volunteer organization should really take on the burden of that, or we can do it collaboratively together,
I mean, obviously, we need
Oh,
their input.
absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
but I understand what you're saying about the volunteers not being the applicants.
Right.
So we'll work out the logistics and, come up with that. But if you can provide that plan, then that'll, I think, help further our conversations with Natural Heritage. I can send it to Lauren and say, this is the direction we're gonna take with input from the volunteer group that basically does the most active management of any property in the city, and, go
We
from there.
might be able to even spend some time out there in the meantime, and sort of map the damaged area, and then even maybe GPS a proposed replacement trail. Might be able to make that happen, but we'll see how the next few weeks go. There's snow on the ground.
It's gonna be harder.
Yeah, it might not be so easy.
Okay, so I think that's a good direction. So,
Cuban gets Salem on board.
that'd be great.
It was in the building.
That's close. Okay, so I guess I can get that I can get that from city offices whenever it can come in. And get to Jess, and I'll get it from Jess.
Figure it out. Okay.
And then we'll sit down and map out the process.
Do you have the same map that I brought in?
I don't.
Possibly, but.
I don't know,
yeah.
mine's a blue marker,
Okay, I'll
Stuart.
make sure that.
It's got a couple of Ps for parking,
I
a
see.
little hatch mark.
Yeah, I'll have Barb bring that
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Okay,
Okay,
with your hands.
perfect.
so,
All right.
so that's our direction.
Yeah, okay,
And
so,
we'll try to do that between now and our December, get that process discussion further between now and our December 8th meeting.
December 8th.
December 8th,
Yeah.
yeah, and then.
So that's not too far off, is it?
No, it's really not,
Okay.
exactly.
Exactly 2 weeks.
Ugh.
Just continue this on the next meeting.
Yep, this will be on the next meeting's agenda. So we'll talk about permitting
So then we'll just
procedures.
end up making plans for spring
Scope,
probably.
yeah. Or
That's
late
fine.
winter, I
That's
mean,
fine.
it's
Yeah,
okay.
winter.
see what kind of winter we have.
It's what?
See what kind of winter we have.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. Well,
Great.
thank you.
All right, thank you.
Coordinating
Thanks,
that,
Rich.
Rich.
Thank you.
Right.
All right, Equidale West Orchard, status of scheduling a site visit is still in process. Okay, in progress, Jess will follow up on that and I'll return.
Before you go to minutes, can I just add
Sure.
one swap?
Well, we have two things to mention briefly.
Oh, that, okay.
That.
So just so everybody knows that the conservation agent position, we applied for a grant through the CIC funding source, which was just eliminated by the governor to deal with the budget gap in the city. So all of the grant applications are gone. And given that there's gonna be cut to municipal state aid anyway, I wasn't too sure how the city was going to respond in terms of matching funds. So
that's where we are.
so we have a feasibility study, but the
Which is
grant
great.
funding that we were applying for was just eliminated.
Okay.
So, sorry for the sad news. We will continue as we have been doing, to the best of our ability.
On.
But with less money. Probably.
Hard to know, hard to know, not knowing.
All right, so before we move on to meeting minutes, DCR sent us a copy of a forest cutting plan under chapter 132, the forestry stuff.
DCR, what is this again, I'm sorry, DCR?
DCR, forest cutting plan
Forest Cutting Plan, thank you.
basically for Mount Tom along Christopher Clark Road to clean up, to address microburst damage. So, and this Jess expressed earlier that the city has expressed many concerns about public safety along Route 141, about hanging limbs, potential for
Steps to fall up the hill.
or earth,
Yeah.
rock,
Mhm.
earth, mudslide-ish when the spring
Yeah, right.
comes through. There've already been some problems because of the microburst, or, so there's
There
already.
hasn't been a ton, but there's been, I think, one tree that came down in the middle of the night and a boulder that might have come down and.
So that slope is, so two things. One, we need to check our files because a couple of years ago, they filed an RDA for the access road maintenance
Yep.
or restoration, repaving.
Repaving.
Of, what's the access road?
Christopher Clark Road. in Mount Tom, so up by Log Cabin.
I know Christopher Club Road.
Okay.
Is that what you're calling the access road?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's the,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, okay. That's okay.
But it was
Another
like
road.
a year,
Yeah.
year and a half.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
wasn't
just
that long
finished.
ago, so, so we need to check that relative to what our jurisdiction may be, because when this came to email, I distributed, two things. One was a link to, a DEP guidance document. Forestry gets lumped into agriculture, or certain types of forestry. And then, so there's a guidance document about farming and the Wetlands Protection Act, and it includes a chapter on forestry. And then I included the copy of the section of the regs, because the exemption for agricultural activities is included in definitions, of course. And there are two provisions that as I understand it, for forestry. And one has to do with basically timber harvest for commercial purposes with an approved cutting plan that's basically exempt if it meets certain criteria. And the other has to do with property owner cutting for their own consumption, like firewood. And there are some limits on those, whether it depends on whether it's with or without a forest cutting plan. So, very cursory review is that a cutting plan, thanks Jess, a cutting plan for cleanup, unless they have a commercial component, doesn't necessarily meet the criteria for the exemption.
You know, I saw in that guidance document, because I'm interested in the, Borkowski parcel and our stuff too. And I did see that there was a provision in there under agricultural emergencies applying for cleanup of storm damage in forest
Okay.
areas under.
So let's look at that
Yeah.
one more closely.
Yeah,
Okay, that'd be great. I just want to make sure that we're not missing anything, because normally these things are completely exempt.
yeah.
But there are, I don't know where the jurisdiction we had when the road was redone falls into play relative to this very, the salvage area falls here. So. All right, so we need to look into that, and if we're gonna file a response, we need to do that, I think, by our next meeting at the latest. We'll check on timelines.
Yeah,
And if you have any expertise relative to forestry, chime in.
No.
It's not universal forest products.
Yeah. Making paper.
I mean, if they have a forester that's, taking wood for commercial purposes, then that would cover it, right? We just,
I guess.
we just.
They talked about salvaging some of that wood.
I hope
They
yeah.
did. It's not. So there.
I just don't know enough about forestry, sorry.
But again, I don't even know if this is happening where there's Wetlands Protection Act jurisdiction, because if there's not any jurisdiction, then it's moot.
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple, Rick Brazo did delineate a few areas. But I just don't
Here's
know.
another copy if anyone.
So what are our actions here?
To review the forest cutting plan and proposed, subject areas relative to the Wetlands Protection Act exemption for forestry.
I want to say the places
Review
where
the
they're,
review the forest cutting plan and subject areas with regard to Wetlands Protection Act forestry exemption.
What else?
Nothing.
That's it.
That's all I'm capable of.
We have to do that before the next meeting, right?
Yeah. Hmm?
so I mean, the areas where they propose filter strips,
Mhm.
which are one of the BMPs that they talk about, do seem to be where, where I think I remember,
Yeah.
Culvert
you know,
strips.
Mhm.
exactly, yeah,
Okay.
so.
Can we even get up there now?
Well, they have a sign saying not to go past the gate.
But it's clear. I mean, you can see when you
Just a
look,
recommendation.
when you look down from the ridge, you can see that it's clear.
Oh, yeah, so I walked it, it's already
Yeah,
clear.
you-
It's already
Just go ahead.
I walk it all the time, all the time. Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually really cool.
And I think you have to look
Yeah.
All right, so there's some follow-up there too. Correspondence, those were in the correspondence file.
You haven't done minutes, it's just, we'll go back to it.
Do you want to go do minutes now?
Sure.
Who has the minutes? Minutes, who's got the minutes?
Minutes.
Any discussion? Any here to make a motion?
I'll move to approve the minutes from November the 10th, 2014.
There's a small typo on it.
You can mark it out and that's bizarre.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Right.
So moved. Thank you.
Thanks,
All right, that,
Overzealous with the
we
date.
received notification of
Excited about that part.
where to find Western Mass Electric's 2015 yearly operational plan. If anyone cares, they can take this and look it up online. If not, I'll just put it in the file. The yacht. And then something from DCR and a whole bunch of other people, estate planning outreach grants for open space communities.
We're not on this next meeting.
We have an open space committee, sort of-ish.
You're an open
now.
space committee.
I'm open space and recreational plan update. We actually don't technically have an open space. committee.
Conservation Commission is an open space committee.
It's true, by
Definition.
definition, our spaces are all open.
Oh, so we could, what? All right. Does anyone want to read about how to request grants? Maximum grant is $350.
I'll read it.
Yay! Read it to Anders.
Let's just say this funding isn't gonna get cut too.
Nothing.
I'll be pretty close.
Okay, anything else?
I'll read over your shoulder.
Nope.
Do I have to read it right now?
No.
The class is asleep.
It's a great bathroom meeting.
You,
No,
Anyway.
someone care to make a motion to adjourn?
Yes.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Moved.
I'm opposed. I'm just
You can
kidding.
stay.
Yeah, you're overruled.